Well, guys, we are nearly here. Like, the wait is almost over. We've only got one more week of no F1 properly until we are back and underway again to do it all over again. Guys, really am excited. So today we are here to kind of a bit of like it's a sort of an update video, but kind of not, if you know what I mean. So really we're just going to be explaining what kind of content we're going to be producing for you guys over a race weekend. Now, we've kind of left this a bit last minute, as I'd imagine a lot of other people have probably done so as well. Like, you have plans in your head over Christmas and you're like, oh, I'm very excited to get all going. I want to get planning. And then about a week before the season, you go, we've done nothing. So we're just like in mass panic mode at the moment. So of course, we've got some really good content coming up for you guys over the race weekend throughout the next 21, potentially 21 race weekends. Of course, coronavirus doing the round, so maybe that number could drop slightly, but let's see how it goes. But as the time of recording, all but one race is going ahead. So on the Thursday, that's normally when our race weekend kind of starts here on the F1 Debate Show, which is of course our race previews. Now, in 2019, we would release our race previews on Thursday at 12 o'clock UK time. Now, that is one of the changes that we'll be making to our race previews. We're changing the time from 12 o'clock to 4 o'clock UK time when we'll be uploading. And that's just basically, I think, well, we used to do the previews kind of like a bit later on in previous times, and the watch times and everything kind of did better then than what they did at dinner time or like midday over in the UK. And I think it condones better with myself because I personally finish work at 3 o'clock. So normally I would share the video or Lyle would share the video, but if Lyle's busy, I can't share that video. So just get it out there type of thing. So I think it works easier by ourselves getting out by 4 o'clock, and it just makes things a bit later as well, so you've got more time to look forward to the old F1 Debate Show. Another new feature that we've got coming really is new graphics, which I actually personally designed myself, so thank you. Of course we'll release them when the episode drops, but of course, previously it would just be like this was the previews. It would just be us on camera, reading out what we would say or whatever. So I thought I would just add in a bit of extra flavour, because of course we've got the new graphics for the debate show, kindly designed by Bloomy Designs, Lewis Bloomfield. A link to his Twitter is of course in the description below. And so I thought we needed something for the previews, definitely. And of course we are a bit short of cash, so I thought let's just do it. Let's have some good old manual labour into the channel. So, of course, new time, 4 o'clock, and new graphics as well. But other than that, everything pretty much stays the same. So we've got our predictions, which, of course, we'll be announcing, first of all, in the preview episodes, so like who's our top 3 type of thing, and of course we'll be getting onto our predictions a little bit later on, explain what's happening with that. Stats, of course, provided by the F1 Statman, which is called Jack. Of course, massive. He's kindly agreed to provide us with stats all season long. So again, his Twitter will be in the description below. So go and drop him a follow if you haven't already. So we're doing like in wants to watch, that kind of thing. So drivers to who we think is a one to kind of keep an eye on for that weekend as well. We might add 1 or 2 new things as well, but I really doubt it with it being so close to the season. So that's pretty much where we stand in terms of previews, new time 4 o'clock, brand new graphics, everything else, same structure, pretty much stays the same. Because I think we were pretty happy with how the previews went and how they kind of the format was. So that's kind of Thursday dealt with. I'm now going to hand over to Lyle to kind of explain what's coming up on the Friday.
Yeah, well, the Fridays look really entertaining. A brand new series, or brand new thing that we're going to be adding. Well, brand new-ish. We actually brought it in 2017 amidst the previews, but no one really watched that because we weren't very popular. So anyways, we're going to start it again. And if anything, let's just say it's brand new, okay? And of course, it is called Fry the Grid. Now, if that name seems a little bit kind of familiar, the grid bit does. The Fry is us. It's a little bit of a tongue-in-cheek on, of course, Grill the Grid. So me and Jordan are going to take it in turns every single race, and we're going to be asking each other 10 questions, very similar to Grill the Grid, but of course, giving our own kind of spin on it, because obviously with the F1 Debate Show, we don't do things normal. So yeah, that's pretty much it. So of course, our first round is in Australia, and then from Australia to Abu Dhabi, of course, going with the pending calendar, but of course, Australia to Abu Dhabi, possibly China at the end, we'll see what happens. Of course, just doing this. So every Friday at 4 p.m. UK time. So again, we're changing the times like the previews. It's going to be a separate video about 5 to 10 minutes long, something like that. Of course, just a little bit of kind of tongue-in-cheek, stupid entertainment. Me and John just answering 10 questions. Of course, a question designed by us, and just see how it goes. Of course, everything is a competition, so we will be making this as a competition towards the end. So of course, Jordan will he's going to be hitting the rounds first in Abu Dhabi, and in Australia even. Jordan's going to be taking the questions in Australia, and then obviously we will take it in turns all the way through the season, and then finally in the final round in Abu Dhabi, we will have a winner of Fry the Grid 2020 Fry the Grid F1 Debate Show Fry the Grid World Champion. So very excited about that. And of course, as I said, questions by us. But if you do have any kind of dying questions, if you have any kind of good little, good questions for us, leave them in the comment section below, of course, and obviously share them with us on Twitter. But don't give us the answers, because if the other one sees the answers, then there's no point. That is pretty much it, yes. Obviously a little bit of kind of tongue-in-cheek, and of course a little bit of entertainment to kick off the weekend. So that is, of course, episode 204 in this. So I'm going to hand back over to Jordan to explain what is going to be continuing from last year, and of course a big thing to be watching for the weekend in 2020.
Yeah, one of the more popular additions that we added into our channel last year was the Prediction League. Now, this was a very last minute idea last season around Belgium. I think was the first race I think we kind of trialed it. It was pretty much a trial and error thing, where if it was quite popular, we would add it on, and if it wasn't that popular, we would just take it away. Because I like predictions, Lyle likes predictions, and of course, by the sounds of it, by the look of it, you guys do as well. So we are definitely keeping the Prediction League. It's not in a video format. It'll be over on Twitter mainly, and of course Facebook as well. We'll probably post it on there as well, because I know some people follow us on Facebook, not Twitter as well. And really, there will be some changes to that. So last year, well, basically the concept is that you tell us your top three. Your podium positions for that particular Grand Prix. You can do it or comment on our preview videos. You can we'll release a tweet. It's quite similar to one just like that, just a similar tweet to that. Just keep an eye out for the flag and pretty much the rules or anything like that. Comment underneath that tweet, and of course, just your top three, and you are in. You're entered and free to go. Now, of course, there is a deadline to which you have to submit your predictions by. Now, last year was 10 minutes before lights out, which I think it was good, but we noticed a little trick that people were pulling, which was that they would wait until qualifying was finished before they submitted their top three, and sometimes it did play to their advantage, sometimes it didn't, but I think we needed to kind of take out, pretty much stop making it that kind of that easy for some people. So the new deadline for this Prediction League will be before Q1 begins. So you've got until that green light flashes for the start of qualifying on the Saturday as your deadline. If you submit your predictions afterwards, they will not be classified, and you've got to wait until the checker flag falls on the Sunday race before you can pretty much resubmit your predictions for the next race, whenever that will be. So that's pretty much that's sorted as well. The scoring system stays the exact same. You've got 3 points if you correctly if you predict your driver to be in the same position. So for example, if Lewis Hamilton finished first and you predicted him to finish first, you will get 3 points. You'll get 1 point if you get a kind of a correct result. So if you say Bottas to win the race and he finishes second, you get 1 point. All right, he didn't finish in the position you said, but he did finish in the podium, which also you said, so you get a point for that. And of course, no point if if you predict Verstappen to finish third and he finishes sixth or something like that. Of course, you won't get any points for that. And of course, if Vettel finishes third and you predict someone else to finish in that position, then of course you don't get any points whatsoever. So points, like I said, stays the same. But there will be a new addition as well for points in terms of a little bit extra as well. So in Formula 1, you have a driver will set the fastest lap of the Grand Prix if he finishes in the top 10, of course, and he will be awarded an extra point. We are adding that in as well. Now, this driver just have to classify in the top 10 for us. If this driver finishes in P15, you will still get the point anyway, because it'll just complicate things, I think so. And again, I'll add that a little bit of excitement. So you've got to predict your top three, and you'll be also predicting who you think will get the fastest lap. And if you get that driver right, you will get an additional 1 point. So, yep, like I said, the scoring system stays the same, but apart from you will get an extra point if you predict one driver to have the fastest lap by the end of the Grand Prix. In terms of like who for the winner, there's nothing really decided yet. I would like to add in a prize or something because I think it was Kids of F1 said, "Oh well, you guys should do a shout out for the winner in last year's prediction league." But of course, which is all well and good, but sometimes people don't have channels or blogs or anything else like that. They might just be a casual fan. So, of course, nothing's set yet. I don't want to announce anything yet, but we'll try and get a prize, something along the lines. We might not, at the end of the day, we might not, but it would be nice to reward something like on the lines of that. Nothing like, all right, VIP tickets to Silverstone or VIP tickets to Monaco. Nothing extravagant like that, you know. I don't know, like a cap or something like that. Anyways, we'll see how it goes. And of course, last year's winner was Chazza. Of course, Chazza, there's complications with him, so maybe I don't think he'll be entering this year. Of course, for obviously what's happened to him. But of course, if you guys are if that does sound very good to you, then of course keep an eye out on Twitter as well at F1_day16 to go and give us a follow on there. Keep an eye out for any tweets as well that will help. Obviously, the tweet like I mentioned. Go and check it out. Leave us your predictions in the comment in the tweet below, and of course in the comment section below on the race previews. We'll like it. We'll give it a like on Twitter and Facebook on Twitter, and of course then you are in. So that's kind of Saturday kind of sorted, or the race weekend for the prediction league out the way with. So there's just one more thing to go for this Sunday, Lyle. What's happening that we're going to be adding in new for the for the Sunday?
So the Sunday, of course, checkered flag falls on the race. The new winner, of course, whoever it is, probably Hamilton. So of course we have our race review. That's not a change. We had the review from last year. The difference is this year though is that we're going to have it in live stream. Now we had it on live stream when we did testing. So we've tested live stream, and that's the point of testing. To test the cars, we tested live stream. Works great. Really, we're a big fan of that. Obviously, just turn on and record. When we did it last year, the race reviews, we would do them as a normal video. Then we would upload them. We would miss certain things of the Grand Prix. So, for example, in Brazil, when I did one of the most viewed race reviews in Brazil, we actually missed the Hamilton getting demoted because obviously his crash with Albon. So I said that Hamilton finished third, when of course he didn't, and Carlos Sainz was promoted. So if we did a live stream, of course we would be able to cover that. We'd be able to see what's happening on the podium and things like that. We can also bring you, I say live news, just kind of more of a, a laid back kind of watch along, as I would call like a Ted's Notebook kind of thing. So that's basically it. We're going to do this about 5 minutes after the race finishes. Just make it more of kind of a relaxed kind of talking about the race, things like that. Make it, some notes on the race. Also as well, you guys can comment, of course. You can comment on YouTube. Now, disclaimer, of course, we can't see them all the time, unfortunately. When we were doing the testing, we did miss a few comments out. But yeah, just, feel free. Please comment on YouTube as well. Hopefully at the end we'll say things like, let's see what the community's saying. Of course, if you thought it was a good race, bad race, just let us know, and things like that. We can obviously read them out there and then. But yeah, there should be the reviews. Really exciting, really fun. You shouldn't have to wait too long as well to see them. You can watch it live, but if you don't, of course, should be only about 10 minutes, 15 minutes afterwards. You can, of course, see the recorded episode. That should be really fun, of course. Again, like the predictions, predictions in Friday the Grade, me and John will be taking turns. So it's me for Australia for the early one. And of course, Jordan then for Bahrain, and then I'll say alternating for the rest of the season. Should be a good one. Real excited about a live stream. Obviously, I did the two in testing. Were really, really great. Didn't really have any sort of problems. And then yeah, that's going to be the race review. Now, that of course is the weekend. Got 3 videos over 4 days. Jordan, very, very excited. Got some great things planned. The predictions as well, of course. You guys, it should be a really hotly contested year, so yeah, get the predictions in. Should be great. Obviously, keep on track with us through 2020 to find out what happens, and then yeah, see if you win the prediction league at the end of the year. So, John, that is a great weekend we've got planned, and just roll on Melbourne. It's so close. And then yeah, it should be a good one. I'm very, very excited, and yeah, obviously good luck everyone for your predictions, and hope you enjoy our content for 2020.
So we've got some really exciting plans, like we've just mentioned, for the brand new season. Really, really can't wait to kick things off. And also as well, I forgot to mention about, of course, we said earlier on that we'll be covering Formula 2 and Formula 3 just for a little bit. We'll be talking about the races. Just in terms of that, we'll be previewing and reviewing the races in one video, both in F2 and F3, in a similar kind of graphic, or same graphics really to what you'll see with the F1 previews, but of course there'll be different colours, different stats, and everything like that. So that'll be all good. So for example, for Bahrain, we'll just be previewing the both races. But then afterwards we'll be like reviewing the race first. That happened like the Bahrain Grand Prix for F2 and F3. We'll be reviewing that first, then previewing for the next race, which I think is the Dutch Grand Prix in F2 and F3 off the top of my head, and that's how it'll work. So like we said, we're not going to add massive amounts of F2 and F3 into our content, but a little bit just so we can. It's just something different as well for our channel as well, and of course, like I said, a learning curve for us. But that's pretty much our explanation done. What's going on for the race weekends? Let us know what you think in the comment section below. Do you like the sound of that? And if you do, don't forget to stick around for us as well, and please hit that subscribe button as well, which will be truly awesome. Guys, we are almost nearly there for Australia. I can just smell it. Oh, like really can't wait, guys. And of course, thank you so much for watching as well. And yeah, until the next time, guys, until the next time we release a video, we'll see you later.